Oh, as always, it's actually brought to you by patreon.com/doseofbuckley. As you guys know, I'm not much for redemption, at least when it comes to certain people. 12 years ago, I released my video about the death penalty, where I told you the story of Vincent Lee, a man who beheaded a carny on a Greyhound bus. Canada felt he should be given a second chance, and in 2017 gave him a full discharge. He's a free man now. Whereas in 2012, I felt he should have a few thousand volts discharged through him. I haven't changed my mind on the death penalty, despite being a raging lib now, or whatever people think. Recently, two of Canada's most notorious murderers, Paul Bernardo and Luca Magnotta, were moved to medium security prisons, and it's my opinion that they should have been moved to a low security cemetery years ago. So, that's my opinion on murderers. But what about the next worst crime according to Twitter? Taking your clothes off in exchange for money. Well, one of the biggest stories on social media for maybe a month now has been the story of Nala Ray. You may know her as that redhead whore. No, but she's an OnlyFans girl. Or, should I say, ex-OnlyFans girl. This time last year, she was the focus of many online articles where she bragged about her 7,000 online boyfriends, and that men in real life were too intimidated by her looks and financial success to date her. I mean, they might have also had a slight objection to attempt a monogamous relationship with someone who's bragging about showing their vagina to 7,000 men every night. But no, it's probably the finances. But in the article, she bragged about how she fosters parasocial relationships with dudes and earns around $300,000 a month doing so. Well, that was last year. This year, she has decided, conveniently after racking up apparently about $9 million over the last 3 years, that she's quitting OnlyFans because she's found the one man who could satisfy her in a way that 7,000 men couldn't. That man? Jesus Christ. Yes, she's a born-again Christian now. She says she deleted her OnlyFans page, threw out all of her immodest clothes, and even got baptized. Or rebaptized, I don't know. Some articles mention that she was born into a religious family, her father was a pastor, she went to church as a kid, real paint-by-numbers stuff here. A person who grows up with a strict religious upbringing, rebels about as hard as you can, happens all the time. Most people don't make $9 million in 3 years during their rebellious phase, but hey, listen, only God can judge. And apparently, Twitter, where of course not everyone's convinced that she's truly repentant for her sinful life. These OnlyFans girls can pray their slutty behavior away all they want. They will never be respectable, no matter how much they cry to God. Praying to be a respectable person doesn't work once you do sex work. It's best that we shun women like this from society forever, says Laura Loomer. More like Laura Doomer, am I right? 2 hours later, she followed this up with, I genuinely believe there are irredeemable people on this planet, and I won't apologize for believing that. There is such a thing as evil, and evil can never be redeemed. Evil might be a strong word for someone who took their clothes off and shared videos of themselves having sex in exchange for $10 a month subscriptions. Pol Pot was evil. He killed 2 million people. This girl just showed a few lonely dudes her snatch. Maybe that resulted in 2 million potential people dying in tissues and tube socks, but anyway, isn't this completely against the teachings of the Bible? Didn't Jesus himself hang out with hookers? If not to save them, what was he doing with them? Hoping for a friends and family discount? Religios like to debate the amount of time that he spent with them, but no one disputes the purpose, which was to guide them from such a life. I mean, that's the whole Bible, right? If religion was entirely based on, if you sin once, you're fucked. Doesn't matter if you're sorry. Doesn't matter what good things you do in your life to make up for the bad things you did. You're not getting into heaven, and every person in your life should shun you from society forever. First off, no one would get into heaven. They made gluttony a sin. Everyone's been to a buffet or ordered the double quarter pounder with cheese once in their life. We've all sinned. Second, even all the believers would just quit church immediately. No reason to go. Nothing I can do now. I spent a whole day playing video games when I was 12 years old. That's sloth. I sinned. I'm out. No reason to waste an hour every Sunday trying to get back in. And also, is that not the ultimate cancel culture? Laura herself claims to have been the victim of it. She calls herself the most banned woman in the world. In a book you can purchase for $37 in hardcover on the world's largest e-commerce site, and constantly rallies against cancel culture and social credit scores, but proudly proclaims a woman should be shunned from society for her actions forever. Others are simply skeptical of her true intentions. Myron Gaines, a wannabe Andrew Tate, says, "She fooled everyone. She'll be back to porn once she realizes how hard it is to earn money online without sexualizing yourself as a female. This is why so few women make money online without being 304s. A 304 is slang for a hoe because that's what it spells when you turn a calculator upside down. This is the level of maturity we're dealing with here. This is signaling to your young women they can whore it up for easy money. The come right back, no harm, no foul," says some other goober. It should be noted that it's not that easy. She did well, but apparently the median income for most OnlyFans girls is $180 a month. So, some people believe that she's leaving behind that easy money, $300K a month, to make probably a lot less. Nobody is dumb enough to not understand that her conversion to Christianity is a grift, right? I mean, I know that some of y'all are thick, but seriously. Why can't women quit doing corn emoji when they convert Christianity and just go to church like normal people? Why does every single one of them start a paid ministry immediately upon converting? You know why. Money, and because they still need to be the star of the show. There's certainly some reasons to feel this way. Almost immediately upon announcing that she was quitting, she also announced she was releasing a new clothing line, which she promoted by dancing with a baggy sweater and no pants on, filmed at a low angle. Very Christian. And, oh yeah, her conversion was aided by her new boyfriend, now maybe husband, a man named Jordan Giordano, who, oh so conveniently, happens to be a Christian influencer. So, she'll have access to that audience. And she's doing this whole press tour right now, fake eyelashes still firmly attached. One might argue that if she just wanted to go live a normal life, she'd just do that. Just quit. Take your $9 million, move to Iowa, start a family, go to church, volunteer in the community, and live off the interest. So I get the skepticism. Is she just trading one group of simps for another? I mean, the opportunity is there. After all, what is church if not a different type of OnlyFans? A guy gets up and talks about God, then they pass around the collection plate, and the only reason that you give money is because you like the guy or the community. And if you didn't, you'd go support a different church. Or you wouldn't go to any church because your faith doesn't really require it. If you truly believe in God, He exists whether you go or not. I believe in gravity, but I don't have to go somewhere and give someone money once a week to stop myself from floating away. So, time will tell if she's genuine. But, as for whether or not she even can be redeemed, a male porn star became a pastor a few years back. Said he starred in 1,000 videos. That's a lot of fucking. And the church said, "We forgive you. Here, go ahead and lead a congregation." They send ministers and priests to prisons to give last rites to death row inmates. The church sanctions this, giving rapists and murderers a chance to repent. They baptized Jeffrey Dahmer in prison and accepted his confession. So, if you believe people like that can get into heaven, that'd be pretty weird if old St. Peter was like, "Hold it, Nala. You let guys see you naked on the computer. One side, please." "Oh, Mr. Dahmer, right this way, sir. Oh, I think you'll really like the buffet here." And I already know I'm not going upstairs when I die. I mean, especially after that. But if you're going to tell me that, after living a decent life, my reward is to go to a place where they've rejected all the girls who put out, I'd be headed for the express elevator to the bottom floor anyway. So, I don't know if she's converting for the right reasons. That's between her and God. But you can't possibly argue that she's not holy, right? You Google Nala OnlyFans holes, and you'll see she's as holy as they come. Come.